So as many of you know, I am a proud father to 2 cats and 2 dogs. I've had several cats through my life. Unfortunately, they've had unfortunate endings, which I don't really want to get into. Mainly, they just go out and then they don't come home, which is very sad. But I digress. The history of cats started around 7,000 years ago. We were right in the midst of farming and growing food and hanging out with our dogs. And then these little 4-footed furry critters started hanging around. Not cats, mice, and rats, eating our food. So, while they're munching down on this beautiful smorgasbord that we've stored away for our winter food, along comes kitty cats, who, in theory, actually, rather than being domesticated by us, they domesticated themselves, looking for food in our pantries. Not food, not what we eat, but the mice eating our food. So we figured these guys are good to keep around. And they're also cute, cuddly, nice and warm. Just don't try to bathe them. But beyond that, they're great companions. Cats, if you're very busy, they're very good to have at home because they come home, they're happy to see you, and they're very, very low maintenance. You can give them food, water, and a litter box, and they're pretty much good for a day, a week, or even a month if you have someone looking out on them and feeding them and watering them and playing with them a little bit. But unlike dogs, dogs have to be walked twice a day, fed, they're very, very high maintenance. They're like a 2-year-old. Cats are more like teenagers. They ignore you when they want to. They'll come to you when they need you, and they just want to eat. I have 2 cats. One's very timid, and she'll hide out most of the time. Other cat, he went from 8 pounds to 18 pounds. His name is now Piggius. We have fortunately got him down to about 15 pounds, so he's a little bit better now, but he starts reminding us it's dinner time about an hour and a half before he gets fed. Cats are also hilarious in that if anyone's ever looked on the internet, it's full of videos about cats. And if there's not a video, there's photos. What other animal has so many videos online? If you look at it, 90% of the action on the internet between 8 o'clock in the morning and 5 o'clock in the afternoon is watching cat videos and porn. What those have to do in correlation, I don't know. If you're watching them at the same time, I think you need to get some help. But there's not too many other animals out there that can ignore you and then wake you up at 3 a.m. saying they're hungry. And then you get up and you feed them, and then you go back to bed. Just as you're falling asleep, you hear, "What was that? What are they doing down there?" You get up, and they're asleep. Really, guys? It's 4 o'clock in the morning. Go to sleep. And then in the evenings, they just lay around all day until it's feeding time. Cats are also, as I said earlier, are very low maintenance. If you work all day, you come home, you feed them, you pet them, and relax. If you're elderly or you're at work, travel a lot, that's really a good pet to have because you can get away with the minimal activity with them. That's as you know, I'm just crashing here. As you know, that's really good because if you have a dog, you really have to be home, spend lots of hours feeding them, walking them. They're very, very high maintenance pets. Much like horses or other animals like that. They need a lot of care. Cats are a little better. I've gone on trips and just had the neighbors watch the cats and feed them, and they're good. They're happy to see us when we get home. But, if we aren't there for a couple days, they're okay. They ignore us the rest of the time anyway. Beyond that, there's really not much to say about cats. They're great pets. I love them. And if I didn't have dogs, I would probably have another cat just because they're just fun. They're friendly. They're kind. I can play with them. make it very, very easy to take care of. And I love them all. So support your local shelter and adopt if you want to get a cat or a dog. Thank you.